Hare Krishna. Today our satsang is 11th chapter, 33rd shloka, where Lord Krishna has just shown his universal form to Arjuna, and Arjuna saw all soldiers who were on the warfare were fastly rushing into the mouth and they are dead. So what Krishna is saying, that let us go with the shloka. Tasmatvam uttishtaya sholabhasva jitva shatruna bhungshavad samudvavam mayaivaita nihatam purvamevam nimmittamatram bhava savyasachina. Let us go with the translation of this shloka. Therefore get up and prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasachi, can be an instrument in the fight. This is very, very secretful shloka of the Bhagavad Gita. First, let us understand what Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying, because he has just shown the universal form to Arjuna, and Arjuna saw not only the past, the present, but also the future. And he saw the future, that the war is already over. The Drona, Bhishma, Karna, Jayadratha, they are already put to death. And this is very amazing. Everything in the world is fixed. Everything in the future is certain. And it is known by Krishna. Krishna is directing the future. His will is carried out. Then what we are? What Arjuna is doing there? Arjuna is in tense situation. Whether to fight or not to fight. Whether it is moral or immoral, it is ethical, unethical. And here the war is over. Then what the speculation of the Arjuna meant? They are nothing, they are mere bubbles in the water with no value. So this is very important shloka, my dear friends. Try to understand this shloka. Krishna is saying they are already put to death by my arrangement. War is over. Your future is over. Everything has been done. Then what you are doing, what you are achieving, what your future holds here. If everything is done by the Krishna, then what for you? That is there. Then what is the will? What is the will of the souls? If every will of the Supreme Lord is only carried out, what the freedom of the soul we enjoy? This is today's satsang question. See, the Gita started because Arjuna do not wanted to fight this war on the moral grounds. And even on emotional grounds, you can say there is no dispute. And Lord Sri Krishna, because he surrendered to him, is convincing him to fight on spiritual grounds with stating Bhagavad Gita to him. And these things have gone for almost 10 chapters here, and now we are in 11th chapter, where Lord has just shown the universal form to Arjuna, and Arjuna saw in the universal form total cosmos mechanism of the universe, how it is working. And while seeing this universal form, he also saw the future. That is very important. And he saw that there is a big giant-like face with big teeth, and everybody, the great warriors like Duryodhana and all Kauravas, maximum brothers, Dronacharya, Bhishma, and Karna, Jayadratha, already they are rushing into the mount. And they are almost dead. And if the war is over, then why Krishna is convincing him to fight? Because the war is certainly going to take place and the result will fix as per Krishna's will. And definitely Pandavas are going to win and Kauravas are going to lose. So that anxiety of the result, that burden of war on Arjuna is totally useless. And that all, what is it? Do not Arjuna have a freedom to ascertain whether fighting the war is moral or not? Do not we souls have any freedom of will? Because everything is already done by Lord, and that war is over, means our future is also over. Krishna had made decisions. Yes, this man will go like that, he will face this win, these defeats, these sorrows, these diseases, these enjoyments, etc. So, what is the freedom that soul is enjoying is important. Because if you don't know your freedom, then you might be a slave of even time and everything. Because time, Krishna says, time I am. And time is forcing everybody to act. And we are just the pushed souls in the wave of time. So my dear friends, actually one more point Krishna says in the last line, Nimitta Matra. You are an instrument. And because Arjuna is a surrendered soul, that is important. Krishna wants that they are already put to death by my arrangement and you just fight, you will win and you also enjoy the flourishing kingdom. Even though sense gratification is forbidden, it is just avoided in a spiritual path. Despite this, Krishna has an inclination to satisfy the material desires of devotee also. This is the inner heart of the Krishna. Okay, he also gives spiritual benefits and he also protects the forbidden sense gratification of devotees. But anyhow, the devotees are benefited spiritually as well as materially. From this shloka we can take this. And Krishna wants Arjuna to fight the war, win the war because war is over, and enjoy the kingdom. And at last Krishna is saying, you are an instrument. An instrument doesn't have any freedom of will. Then what freedom the soul is enjoying? Only one freedom, my dear friends. Surrender or suffer. The two options soul have. If you just surrender to him, then Krishna will make you realize how you are an instrument. That's all. That much we can gain from this spiritualism. And there you realize that whatever that has come to your life is not any effort, not any intelligence, not any mind power, money power, not all. That is only the grace of the Krishna. Only you are enjoying it only because you have surrendered to him. So the freedom of the will the soul enjoys is only we can surrender to Him, that's all, unconditionally, that Master, you are I am your instrument, and whatever you want to do with me, you can do. I do not have any hold on this body. That is the ultimate aspect of philosophy, end of philosophy, and ultimate outcome of the knowledge of Gita and etc. So you just see the mercy of Krishna, causeless mercy, that first Krishna has finished the war with his arrangements, and he has made the Arjuna instrument for winning the war because he is devotee and surrendered soul. And these all people who are anti to Krishna, are the enemies of Krishna, these Duryodhana, all that nonsense, they have been crushed to death. And Krishna wants devotees to enjoy materialism also as well as spiritualism. And so much balanced he will take the life of devotees. So this shloka reveals us that we do not have any freedom of our actions, our thoughts even, our speculation. Only freedom we have is Krishna will ask you one thing, you are surrendering or not. No, then you live the karma life, conditioned life, birth, death, disease, old age, tension, etc. If you just surrender to me, then rest I will make you my best instrument. That's all. So give up all speculations, all mental assertions, mental adjustments, intellectual adjustments. Just surrender to Him. Surrender with the feeling that, oh, mighty Master, I am instrument. I cannot run this body. I give it back to you. It is yours. You run it as you want. I have my no will. This surrendering of will subjected to the will of Krishna is the ultimate surrender. Finish. So do it and enjoy the life, spiritual and material. Thank you and Hare Krishna. Though spiritual is recommended and material enjoyment is in the mode of renunciation. Thank you.